Hello everybody, this is CholeraSC bringing you the final set of me versus PsyonicReaver, who plays Terran in this series. So Zerg versus Terran matchup, and the winner of this will go to the OSL Finals, and the OSL Finals being the IRC chat at sc2gg.com to say, hey, I won. Anyway, so I'm saying that he's saying that he sucks at splits. I'm saying I suck at Zerg versus Terran. I could also say that I suck at StarCraft, and that wouldn't have been very far off. But anyway, it looks like I'm spawning at the 5 o'clock location in orange here on the map Colosseum. 4-player map, obviously, and a map that's been played quite often these days. I'm going to give away my strategy, at least my initial strategy this game. I think I was not going to go for a lurker rush again because I felt that in the last game, Psyonic predicted it perfectly by going for those early tanks. I didn't want to give him that, a third time's a charm kind of thing. So what I thought I was going to go for is a pretty standard 3 hatchery into Mulelisk build here, and I think I was planning on going 12 hatch and then double expanding. Going 12 hatch spawning pool, then hatchery at the second expansion location. This being Colosseum, of course, and it being relatively easy to expand. And we'll see how my strategy plays off here, or how my plan pays off. Notice I am getting my 12 drones here, and looks like I'm about to send a drone over there to build my natural expansion here. Once again, my standard disclaimer, this is not an educational video and not giving advice. I'm just more than often just making fun of how I play. But anyway, yeah, here I go with my hatchery at the 12 hatchery location. And by the way, if you want to play with me, do check out sc2gg.com's IRC chat, or if you want to play with me as part of a team, check out the SCGG2 Star Cup, and that is going to be SC2GG rather, Star Cup. That's going to be starting next week, but you can still sign up, register until I think this Friday or this Saturday. So do make a note to register if you do want to play me and dozens of other people at sc2gg.com. I think Psyonic is definitely going to be there too, so you can get a chance of seeing his Protoss play, which is a lot better than his Terran play, as he tells me. Yeah, anyway, so it looks like I'm going to be going for that double expand, sending my other drone out to the second expansion location, as we see here. And what do we find? We find Psyonic's base at the lower left, and we find that my Overlord's about to get killed by a Marine. I'm desperately trying to run that Overlord away. Obviously, a better player would have paid more attention, and I'm having some problems planting my hatchery for some reason. Yeah, I didn't notice that I was already in his base, and I should have pulled out before I got my Overlord trapped there, so it was a pretty big mistake there. If I lose the Overlord, I'll be in big trouble. Psyonic obviously has a scout on me at this point, and I'm going to be going for my gas. Now, I did notice in this game that Psyonic went for a very early extractor there, and I was a little bit worried about that. I knew at this point that Psyonic was going for another kind of unorthodox build, probably a mech build. We've seen Flash do that on this map. We've seen lots of players do that in mechanized builds because it is easy to pick up that second gas for the Terran player. So they like to go for this mech build because they don't need so many. They can just wall in, and they don't need so many Marines at the choke point to defend. So they can go early mech. Looks like I'm going to be going for my gas right now, and I think what I was planning on using to compensate was going for early Hydralisks, believe it or not, and actually try to use Hydralisks to surprise Psyonic, and also, of course, to defend against a Vulture Harass. I was very much expecting a Vulture Harass at this point, seeing the early gas, and I think the reason why I know this is because I have seen lots and lots of games before, and I just suspect that I'm going to be seeing Vultures before anything else. So putting down that early Hydralisk den, and I did get an Overlord kill, which certainly affected my production. That's really unfortunate for me. And you already can see that my control is slipping a little bit here. I noticed there's just 2 Marines. I think that pretty much confirmed my suspicions that there was going to be some kind of quick vultures coming out and harassing my bases, so I've decided to go for this Hydras Den. I don't think now in retrospect it was necessarily the best idea. I think I could have gotten away with just building a sunken colony next to each expansion, but at that point I thought I'd be able to break in with Hydralisks, and I really haven't practiced this at all, using Hydralisks in Zerg versus Terran. Obviously it's not done very often, but what I thought I'd do is kind of like a Zerg versus Protoss build almost, just try to surprise Psyonic with a lot of Hydralisks and try to take him out, especially if he had gone for something like mass vultures. Hopefully I'd be able to take him out and surprise him, certainly. and looks like I am going to be upgrading, I think, speed on my Hydralisk pretty soon. Yeah, I have confirmed my suspicion now. He has gone for the mechanized rush here, so I'm going to need to place those Hydralisks well so I can intercept the vultures and pick them off before he gets too many of my drones. Looks like I'm finally going to lair. This is a pretty late lair, though, and looks like I'm going to be trying to build a creep colony here so I can protect those drones, but I'm placing it at a kind of awkward position. I should have placed it actually within the mineral lines, between the mineral line and the hatchery of my second expansion there, but instead I was trying to protect the ramp, but it really led the back of my base to be quite open to harassment, which turned out to be pretty bad later on in the game. Anyway, so I'm now upgrading to Hive. I only have 3 Hydralisks right now. Here come the vultures. Like I said, they've gone through the backside, and this is a big problem for me, obviously, because now my drones are getting harassed. I have to I'm forced to run my drones, and looks like I'm actually getting getting Hydralisk legs there, Hydralisk speed, and that's something that you rarely see in Zerg versus Terran. But since he's gone for this opening build, I actually don't necessarily think it's a terrible opening for Zerg to do. I could have obviously just gone for normal Hydralisks and gone for lurkers, but at this point I was very worried about him going a lot of mech, and I felt like I needed to get some more units, more defensive, well, not defensive units, but more Hydralisks before I could, go for lurkers. But anyway, right now I do have 6 Hydralisks, and I think right now I'm going for a little bit of a timing attack here. Hopefully I'll be able to do some damage to Psyonic's front door before he can deal with it. It looks like I'm just grouping these Hydralisks together and going for the attack here. I think at this point, though, Psyonic probably has an idea they're coming, and for some reason I'm getting my 3rd gas there before my 2nd gas. Looks like I just forgot to pick up my 2nd gas. Yeah, as you can see, my control is slipping. I only have about 160 APM, and it's just not enough for me to control all these units and also could produce drones from the 3 hatcheries and whatnot. So having a bit of trouble with my control, obviously. And I think I'm just waiting for my speed upgrade to be done before attacking. And oh, looks like I'm going to be going for a rush in the front. Oh, but there's spider mines everywhere. And oh, just look at that. I think I lost like 5 Hydralisks there. And there goes my Hydralisk rush, which I thought was going to be brilliant, but turned out not to be so because of all the freaking mines there. So very disappointing there. And now I'm pretty far behind, I think. I lost a number of drones, and really haven't done much. I've allowed him to get up his tech as far as he wanted to. Now I've also lost 6 Hydralisks, basically doing nothing, not even picking off a vulture, just sucking it to mines. And now I think I'm trying to pick off that 1 tank, but I'm just going to lose a lot of Hydralisks. Looks like I was trying to lead the mines into the tank, but wow, I just lost all my Hydralisks there. And this is pretty much showing you why Hydralisks are actually not that good in Protoss. I'm sorry, in Zerg versus Terran, like they are in Zerg versus Protoss. And I'm forced to run with my Overlord. This is just not looking good for me. I have started researching lurkers at least, but at this point Psyonic is getting his units pretty close to my base, and once he gets siege mode, he's going to be able to start a siege on my base. Looks like I'm planting another sunken colony. I don't even know where it's going, though. Running my Overlord back into my base, I think just in time to be able to take care of, for it not to die at least, but yeah, it looks like I'm trying to build that sunken to prevent the tanks from getting too close. But once again, unfortunately, I've left the back door open to my 2nd expansion. And pretty soon, I think Psyonic's going to be attacking from that back door to the 2nd ramp to my 2nd expansion, which you see here. So yeah, I'm in a pretty vulnerable position right now. Still haven't got any further tech up. Going for some mineral hacks. No, just kidding. I forgot to build some more Overlords. And I think I'm going for a speed upgrade here so I can see the mines. Definitely turning out to be an unorthodox game here. Looks like I'm mining gas from 2 locations at least, so at least that's good. Finally getting another Overlord.